So hello, let's try to look at some inequality questions here together. So the first one here, as you can see, first which we can do is the putting x values on one side and then the other stuff on the other side. In order for us to do that, we can distribute 4 to both terms, and then we can subtract 2x. At the same time, subtracting 4. Then these two cancels out, and so is these. So we end up having 2x, which is less than -1. Then dividing it by 2, then x will be less than -1/2. If you want to put this one into the number line, as an example, so -1/2 is around here, but it has to be open circle and x has to be less than that. So that becomes our answer. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Here, what we can do is we can subtract 1, then 3x must be greater than or equal to 1, dividing it by 3, hence x has to be greater than or equal to 1/3. Now, just like before, then 1/3 I can put it this way. 1/3 is about this much. So there it goes. 1/3, and we can have closed circle. Alright. How about here? Whatever I do to one side, I can do to the other. So in this case, I can subtract by 3 in all 3 sides. Then I'll be getting here -2, which is less than 2x, which is less than 6. Now, dividing it by 2, since it's a positive number, we don't have to worry about the other side. We end up getting -1, which is less than x, which is less than 3. So here, then we're going to have -1, 2, 3. -1, 2, 3. That becomes our answer. Alright, let's move on to the next question. Same way as before, but we're going to distribute -3 and then simplify inside first. So -8, which is less than or equal to, by the way, the previous question, it has to be open circle because of the underline. And then 1 minus 3x plus 6 is less than 13. When you combine them, we get -8, which is less than or equal to, here -3x plus 7, which is less than 13. Just like before, when you subtract 7 from all 3 sides, we'll end up getting -15, which is less than or equal to -3x, which is less than 6. Now, dividing by -3, then on the left side we end up getting 5. In the middle we get x, here we get -2. But whenever we multiply or divide, what we end up doing is we have to switch the sign. So x has to be less than 5 but greater than -2. So if you wanted to, oh, by the way, this one has to have the equal sign over here. Then x has to be less than 5 or equal to, but so here we have a closed circle because we're including 5, but open circle at -2. Alright, how about this one? This piece basically means x minus 20 has to be greater than or equal to 4. Now, one way in which we can talk about this one is that the absolute value talks about the distance from 20. Now, that means if I have a number line, so if this one is 20, I can go up or down by 4. That means the values that which we end up getting is 24, and here, -4, then becomes 16. Then basically, distance has to be greater than 4. That means in order for distance to be greater, we have to go further out. So therefore, our answer becomes further out with the underline, so we have to have a closed circle at both ends. So therefore, this becomes our answer. Number 30. We can subtract 3. Then what we end up getting is absolute value of x plus 14 is greater than 14. Now, this basically means x minus -14. The reason why I'm saying this one is because -14 now then becomes the center of our inequality. So then here, if we have line this way, since the center is at -14, I can go up and down by 14. So then up by 14 then becomes 0, down by 14 it becomes -28. Now the distance has to be greater than 14, that means that we have to go further out. So we're going to go out on both ways because distance of the absolute value is greater. Since there is no underline here, that means we got to have open circle at both ends. Alright, let's look at number 31. One thing that I want to share is that if within the absolute value, if I have a minus b, in fact that is equal to b minus a, because whatever the sign is due to absolute value, it will all turn out to be positive. So one thing that I can share with you here is that absolute value of 9 minus 2x is same as absolute value of 2x minus 9. Now by adding 2 to each side, we'll end up getting 1. Now since 2 is here, we can divide by 2, then we get x minus 9 over 2 less than 1/2. So using the number line once again, then here, if this one is 9 over 2, and I'm going to add by 1/2 and subtract by 1/2. If I add 1/2, then it becomes 5. If I subtract 1/2, then it becomes 4. And then but the thing is that distance has been less than that, so what we end up getting is basically that's what we end up getting. Let me make it a bit thicker. And then the endpoint has to be open circle because we don't have the underline on the inequality. That's it. I'll see you later. Bye bye.